So the next part of the book, sorry you can't see the very top part, but part 2 in the book is about activating power. So it's about knowing your young people and how can you start to build them up and to grow them from where they are. So lots of connection strategies, lots of relationship building, lots of sparks. How many of you know the word sparks? If you spend time with me and Susan, you're going to hear the word sparks a lot. But sparks are figuring out what is it within young people that gives them energy and makes them thrive, and how can you use those sparks to create moments of challenge to help young people grow.
So, well, the other side, this is actually what it looks like on that page. And the best way to activate power is to help young people figure out what resonates inside. Now I can hit the next slide. So this is what we're going to do. We use this a lot. So we're going to name some things. And if this is really you, it's in your gut, you'd love to do this, you're going to do the hot motion. Oh, yeah, I like that. I want to do that. If it is something you would not catch me dead doing this, it does not sound fun whatsoever, you're going to do the cold motion like my little niece is in the picture. If you don't have any reaction, you can do the whatever. Maybe you're indifferent, maybe you've never tried it, so you don't know. So you guys got it? Hot? Oh yeah, I want to do that. Cold, or whatever. So would you like to ride a roller coaster 8 times straight? I saw Josh already going.
Would you like to build a doghouse? Hot, cold, oh, I don't care. All right?
Melanie's dad needs to be here because he's actually making her a doghouse at this very moment. Would you like to do the design for your own home?
Lots of you. Would you like to assemble or put together an engine? Any kind of engine. My sister in the back says,
So who would like to be up here? You'd like to have one of your stories or a book published? Oh, not much of some writing. Okay.
What about make a new smoothie flavor?
Teach in a school in another country.
Dig in an archaeological site.
This one's for you, Jim. Find the answer to climate change issues.
How about ride an elephant?
Coach an Olympic team. So you get a feel. You all had a reaction, and we could see smiles, frowns, body language. All of those are cues to what's inside of you and how you're wired. And so that begins the conversation of figuring out, how am I wired? What's important to me? And so we use that with young people a lot to introduce the idea of sparks. We all have sparks. We may not know what they are, but sparks are what's good and beautiful and useful within us for the world that we give back. We did a training not long ago, and one of the guys held up a sign when we were going around looking. They actually wrote down what their sparks were, and his sign said, "My sparks would get me 20 years in prison." And I looked at him and I said, "I think we can do better than that. You've got something in you." Oh, and he was like, "Oh, no, really." And he flipped it over and he showed me what his spark was. He was trying to save face with the group that he was in. So for all those tough kids, there's still something there, whether they want to show it or not. And another child, who sometimes reminds me of my husband, was like, "I don't have a spark. I don't have one." I'm like, "Yes, you do." "No, I don't." "You do. You just may not know it yet." And that part's not true for you. You know it. So the thing is, if they don't know it and they can't name it, we have the privilege of putting them in opportunities and exposing them to lots of different things so that we can find when they light up. And when you explain what sparks are, 100% of the kids get it from what the research says, and 69% of them can name it. So sparks is the key to activating power.
So we want to show you another one of our favorite Sparks activities in modified style. We are going to ask you a series of questions. Now you are each sitting near about at least 4 people if you look on every side of you. So I'm going to have you sit and talk with a different neighbor every time. Your first question, if you'll go with the first person next to you, the closest person to you, I want you to answer. You only have 30 seconds each. What makes your eyes light up with joy? 30 seconds. Talk to a friend. Go. Meet a new friend. You're not even going to talk to your wife? This is going to cause problems.
He talked to his child.
Oh, that's it.
So cheesy.
I know, isn't it? We need to change the priorities around here.
All right, let your partner talk. Make sure you let your partner talk.
Oh, that was pretty good there.
Oh, you guys talked really fast. All right, so let me look at the next question, Steph. I'm only going to ask you two. What's something besides caffeine and besides sleep? What's something that gives you lots of energy? Talk to a different neighbor. What's something that gives you lots of energy beyond caffeine and sleep?
Walking?
Do. Eric said no.
Yeah. Fast cars.
There you go.
Flying.
I like them Spanish.
All right, so this is about sparks. Again, it's in this chapter, this whole section on activating power. So we talk a lot about sparks, and I mentioned that we talk a lot about challenging young people to step up. What I don't want you to leave thinking is that it's all about asking young people to take on leadership positions, because not all young people want to take on leadership positions, but we can challenge them to step up in different ways. We can challenge them to solve problems, to serve others, to speak up and out about something that's important to them, to become a social entrepreneur, or just to use their own power and influence wherever they are, learning to use their voice, because too often young people are told to be quiet and parrot back to me the answers. Whatever I tell you is right is right. But that's not true. We need to teach them to speak up from their power.